Hello guys, to a new story entitled A True Painful Love. Before we start, do not forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Let's get started. A man tells the story that he married a girl whom he did not love and had no feelings for. He often tried to love her or admire her and get close to her, but all his attempts failed. One day he decided to be honest with her about his feelings for her, after he began to live every day in a feeling of guilt and betrayal, and she did not deserve it. From him, and indeed he came one day from work. She brought him lunch, but he completely ignored him and told her that he wanted to talk to her about an important matter. She was a little worried, and he was a little hesitant, but he made up his mind and said to her immediately, "I do not love you, and I love another woman. It's been a long time, but I can't bring you together, so I'm forced to divorce." Surprisingly, her reaction was completely contrary to what I expected. She didn't get angry, and she didn't accuse me of betrayal. She just had a calm smile and a nod and said to him, "I agree to the divorce, but on 2 conditions. He was surprised by her words, but he replied, "I agree to all of your conditions, and I will return to you all of your financial rights, and I will also leave you this house to live in." She interrupted him quietly and said, "The first condition is that you postpone our divorce for another month until our only son finishes taking his end-of-year exams so that his psychological state will not be affected. And studying. And the second condition is that you carry me in your arms every day from the door of the house to the bedroom for a whole month." The husband was very surprised by the conditions that she set for his wife, but he agreed anyway, as he was ready to do anything just to get rid of the restrictions of his marriage and enjoy the love of Amra, a girl who worked with him in his company and for whom he had feelings of true love, which he always wished for. In fact, the husband postponed the divorce decision for a month, and throughout this month, every day upon returning from work, he would carry his wife from the door of the house to their bedroom, and she would put her arms around his neck and kiss him quietly and with a gentle smile. As soon as their 10-year-old son saw them, he would jump towards them, and they would keep playing. Together they laugh a lot and enjoy the time. The husband's tears fell as he continued his story, saying, "As the days passed, I began to feel something strange towards my wife, an emotion I did not know what it was. I would immediately move away from her and turn my head away, trying to get the idea out of my head, but then I had to admit the truth. I had feelings of love and longing. Sincerely, to his quiet and gentle wife, I started counting the remaining few days and wanted her to slow down a little so that I would not leave my beloved wife. When the month was over, my wife had changed a lot. Her body became very thin and her face turned pale. I began to worry about her and feel that something was happening. I decided to be honest with my girlfriend at work that I would not leave my wife and that I loved her. She slapped me in the face and accused me of deception and arrogance. Her reaction shocked me greatly and showed me the truth about my wife's wonderful personality. I very much regretted what I said to my wife, but it was too late. She now thinks that I do not love her and that I love another girl. I returned home and found her sleeping on the floor in a state of extreme fatigue and exhaustion. I sat next to her in amazement and was extremely worried. The husband's tears began to flow again. Again, as he told me, my wife told me at the time that she had cancer, and the doctors told her that she would die after 1 month. That's why she kept the matter from me and wanted me to postpone the date of our divorce so that she could spend her last days near me. The goal of her request that I carry her every day was to... Her son feels that his father loves his mother very much, so that my image will not be distorted in front of my son when I go to another wife. My wife passed away. She left me suffering alone after I lost my precious jewel. I lost everything. This is Adam. He does not feel the value of Eve until he loses her. Painful separation. They got married after a long love story that lasted for years. Together they challenged all the circumstances and obstacles that prevented them from consummating their marriage. After years of trouble, longing, and fatigue, they came together and their will was stronger than anything. They lived together for several months in happiness, contentment, and stability. The situation quickly changed. The husband's behavior began to change a lot with his wife throughout the day, and she began to feel that he was moving away from her with his heart, soul, and body. At first, she thought it was the pressures of work, the difficulties of life, and his desire to provide a decent life for her and their future together. But over time, she noticed strange changes and signs in her husband's life. Doubt began to seep into her heart. She felt that her husband was cheating on her. She noticed the smell of strange perfume on his shirt, or the presence of his hair on his shoulder. However, she did not care at first, and decided to ignore all of these things, and not let Satan ruin her life and cause her to lose her husband and lover, whom she sought so much to meet. But the matter developed completely quickly when, by pure coincidence, she saw him in the company of another woman entering one of the residential buildings together, and their state of closeness suggested something strange. The woman began asking and asking until she eventually learned that he was having an illicit relationship with one of his work colleagues, a divorced woman who lives. She was alone, and he went to her apartment every now and then, and the wife realized that her life was over. But she wanted to take revenge on him before she left his world. She thought a lot about how to return the psychological pain he caused her, and how to make him taste from the same cup, and her thinking guided her to a devilish idea. The wife bought a phone line that her husband did not know, and sent him a message with one phrase written in it. "Your wife is cheating on you in the marital home now." As soon as the husband read the letter, he became angry and quickly went home, deciding to kill her and her lover. He went like crazy and opened the door of the house and heard the sound of her laughter from inside the bedroom. He almost lost his mind. He opened the door to the room, but he was surprised that she was completely alone. He tried to calm himself down and catch his breath. Here the wife shocked him with everything, and that she knew about his betrayal of her, and she asked for a divorce from him, and thus the separation took place after a love story that lasted for years.